What is Nano? Nano, a program called Nano, is intended to make cryptocurrency transactions free of fees. The fact that each account has its own blockchain that only the owner may change is essential to Nano's concept. An account owner must sign a transaction that updates their own ledger before broadcasting it to the Nano network to complete a transaction. Each Nano node independently determines that the transaction is irreversible and updates their copy of the ledger when there are sufficient confirmations to validate it. Since its blockchain does not maintain a complete record of its transactions, Nano's design differs from that of other cryptocurrencies in this regard. The Nano blockchain instead keeps track of account balances and the quantities of related transactions. Compared to other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, BTC, and Ethereum, ETH, which record all transactions and bundle them into blocks with a limited number of bytes, this is very different. In such systems, transactions compete for a chance to be included in a block, and nodes that form new blocks are compensated with fees. As nodes must invest resources to compete for the opportunity to create blocks, fees are intended to encourage the continuous operation of these blockchains. These conventional elements of blockchain design are removed with Nano. Users do not have to pay to have transactions included in the Nano blockchain because nodes vote on who gets to generate blocks, and this can happen for little to no cost. The hope is that by promoting more Nano transactions, these design compromises will increase the currency's acceptance in use cases requiring high volumes. How does Nano work? In order to keep its network of nodes in sync and stop users from violating its software restrictions, Nano uses a consensus method, just like all other cryptocurrencies. More specifically, Nano makes use of an open representative voting variant of delegated proof of stake, DPoS. Based on their account balances, nodes are given a vote weight under this system. They then have the option to use or distribute their votes to another network node. A node can vote on transactions proportionally to the money in its account and those allocated to it after it reaches a certain level of voting weight, at which point it is designated as a principal representative. Voting on which transactions and blocks the network should accept is not compensated for by representatives. Block Lattice. The block lattice data architecture is the centerpiece of Nano's innovation. Each account has its own blockchain under this concept, allowing users to change their account right away without having to wait for the network as a whole. Account chains is the moniker given to each of these distinct blockchains. Each block in the lattice records and maintains the state of an account, just like your bank account does. Therefore, the amount of a transaction is understood to be the difference in the account balance between two blocks. Every transaction constitutes a separate block, and every block on the account replaces the one before it. Users don't need to use the full network to send and update blocks. Additionally, only account holders have the ability to edit their blockchain. When a sender publishes a block that debits the recipient's account for the amount to be sent, a transaction on Nano takes place. The recipient publishes a block charging their own account that matches. Nano also includes a tiny proof of work element in each block that serves as a deterrent to spam transactions. This is done to stop users from sending transactions continuously. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.